Et donc je voudrais commencer par ces propos solennels, parce que les propos de ce Premier ministre irakien foulent aux pieds les engagements pris dans l'accord signé avec l'ONU et les assurances données sur la sécurité des habitants d'Ashraf. Cette violation flagrante doit être condamnée de la manière la plus vigoureuse par les instances concernées, bien sûr par la MANOUI, qui est en charge de la question d'Ashraf, ainsi que par les États-Unis et l'Union européenne qui ont pris des engagements. Je pose plusieurs questions. Comment pourrait-on donner un certificat d'honorabilité à un transfert vers un lieu que l'on a vidé de tous les moyens, transformé en un espace clos, avec des murs de plusieurs mètres de haut, un ensemble de sable et de poussière, sans les normes minimum d'un camp de réfugiés? Alors je vous le dis ici ce soir, tant qu'il n'y a pas un espace minimum d'au moins 5 km², tant que les moyens nécessaires à une dignité minimale, tant que les conditions exigées par les habitants, notamment en matière d'acheminement de leurs biens et de leurs véhicules, du respect de leur espace privé ou de l'annulation des mandats d'arrêt fabriqués de toutes pièces pour les harceler et pour les livrer au régime iranien, tant que ces conditions ne sont pas réunies, le transfert vers le nouveau camp ne sera qu'un déplacement forcé, inacceptable.
You think the UN's action with regard to Camp Ashraf and Camp Liberty is unusual? They're ignoring the fact that these people are going to live in 1 square kilometer. They're ignoring the fact that there's no drinking water in Camp Liberty. They're ignoring the fact that when the people are moved to Camp Liberty, they will not be allowed to leave Camp Liberty. You know what that's called? I'm sure Judge Mukasey knows this. He was in charge of the Federal Bureau of Prisons. You know what that's called? That's called a prison. That's not a camp. That's a prison when you can't leave. UN's response to that is to ignore it. The UN has not objected to any of this. It's simply disgraceful for the UN to allow this to go forward. It's disgraceful for the UN to submit to the demands of a regime like Maliki's, and ultimately to close its eyes to the fact that really what they're doing is submitting to the demands of the Iranian mullahs, and Maliki is just a puppet on a string doing the bidding of the Iranian mullahs.
Le plan que nous avons en face de nos yeux nous préoccupe. Et il nous préoccupe parce qu'on nous parle d'un plan de transition dans un camp appelé Liberty, qui est, selon toute évidence, non pas une prison, mais véritablement un camp de concentration. Et je voudrais faire la différence parce que, voyez-vous, j'ai beaucoup réfléchi à mes dépens. J'ai moi-même connu la vie dans un camp de concentration. Et ce n'est pas une prison. Une prison, c'est un endroit où la loi existe. C'est un endroit où les prisonniers sont couverts et protégés par une loi et ont accès à la justice, ont accès à leur famille, ont accès à des soins médicaux, ont accès à la communication. Une prison, c'est dans un système démocratique un endroit de justice. Mais le camp Liberty n'est pas un endroit de justice. C'est un endroit de violation des droits de l'homme.
The plan to transfer residents of Ashraf has nothing to do with Iraqi sovereignty and has obvious links to an agenda of the Iranian regime to annihilate its opposition. There is a public resentment in Iraq to this plan, reflected in the statement signed by 1.4 million Iraqis, which was published recently The reality has been conveyed to the U.S. ambassador in Iraq and to the special representatives of UN Secretary General Mr. Martin Kobler. There is no security guarantee for transferring of Ashraf residents to anywhere inside of Iraq. This is fact. And American has to take notes for that. The camp lacks minimum required for a respectable life of these people, but if they want to transfer them as prisoners of war, this is considered a red line for us as Iraqi. This is our own dignity at stake here.
And then finally, there is the very pressing issue of Camp Liberty. As we have seen from the Maliki government in recent days, they have not honored the agreement that they signed up to. And now we see Maliki's true colors flying when it comes to honoring the commitment that he made to UN regarding the movement of Ashraf residents to Camp Liberty. Recently, Maliki referred to the residents as terrorists and criminals and stating publicly that none of Ashraf residents will remain in Iraq by April. If the UNHCR, if UNAMI, if the United States remains silent on this issue, then we are complicit. We are as guilty as Maliki is. The U.S. must play a more active role, using coercive diplomacy where required, rather than a laid-off or hands-off type of diplomacy, which we have been using with the Maliki government up till this point.
Even though the Iraqi government is in obvious breach of its obligations, and Ambassador Kobler, who signed for the United Nations, and UNHCR and UNAMI have maintained a deafening silence, the impression is growing that UNHCR means to certify Camp Liberty as being in compliance with necessary standards, so as to shift responsibility to others, and to suggest that any refusal by Ashraf residents to be taken to Camp Liberty is unreasonable, and that the Ashraf residents themselves are to blame for any bad consequences. If the UNHCR intends to simply rubber stamp the violations by the Iraqi government and to improve Camp Liberty as a place that complies with international standards for a long-term refugee facility to house Ashraf residents, if that's what the UN intends to do, then they should be aware that we are not going to sit idly and silently by and simply watch it happen.
But I now got to bring up some very troubling information from my sources within the Iraqi government and Ministry of Interior. My Iraqi friends tell me that not only was Camp Liberty looted, vandalized, and pilfered away, and that a small facility was constructed as a prison facility, not to house all 3,400 members of the MEK. He is a former general who is very familiar with Camp Liberty, having lived there too, and knows what it takes to billet thousands of people while providing for minimum essentials for hygiene, quality of life, food. Oh, let's talk about quality of life. Even the basketball back hoops have been looted away. I've got the pictures of what Liberty looks like now.